Hello and welcome to Game of Box Office. Today we will take a look at the box office run of The Avengers Age of Ultron. Let's start off with some statistics. The Avengers Age of Ultron was released on May 1st, 2015 in 4,276 cinemas and ran a total of 161 days until the last performance on October 8th, 2015. The film was produced by Disney with a budget of $250 million and received a PG-13 rating. The film opened to $191.2 million and finished its run at $459.0 million in the USA and Canada. In addition, Age of Ultron made $946.4 million in the rest of the world, resulting in a combined total of $1.405 billion worldwide. So, the highly awaited sequel to the first Avengers movie came in 3 years after the first one, a time span that worked pretty well for a lot of sequels in the past. The first Avengers movie surpassed basically all expectations in 2012, by grossing over $600 million in the domestic market and over $1.5 billion worldwide. Until today, these numbers are the benchmark for all comic book movies to come. We talked about that in detail in our analysis on The Avengers, what you can watch by clicking on this window. Age of Ultron was released on the same weekend like The Avengers was, with pretty much the same cinema count and the same running time, so the comparison between the two is easy to make. What did happen when Age of Ultron opened? It opened beneath the first Avengers with an opening weekend of $191.3 million, the second biggest opening weekend of all time, just behind the first Avengers at that time. It is insane that a lot of people were disappointed with that number, just because it went below the opening weekend of its predecessor. The reason for that is pretty simple. The Avengers was loved by critics and audiences alike. It got rave reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, Metacritic, IMDb, basically everywhere. While Age of Ultron was liked by most critics, the ratings landed far below the ratings of The Avengers from 2012. And when this happens to a sequel of a mind-blowing first installment of a series, it's almost guaranteed that it will do worse. Unfortunately, those not so good reviews and the mixed reactions from audiences gave Age of Ultron a far worse performance over the long run. On the most important weekends when it comes to the long run quality of a movie, the second and third one, Age of Ultron dropped 59.4 and 50%. The Avengers in comparison dropped 50.3 and 46.0% from their also bigger opening weekend. With the second weekend drop of 59.4%, it was already impossible for Age of Ultron to overtake The Avengers. It went on to gross $459.0 million in the USA and Canada. At that moment, the 7th highest gross of all time in the domestic market. It was overtaken by Jurassic World and The Force Awakens and is sitting right now on 9th place of all time domestically. The 459 million total translates into a 2.4 multiplier for the movie, what is actually not that bad for such an enormous start. In the overseas market, Age of Ultron actually managed to outgross The Avengers by about 50 million, what probably happened because of the by then grown China market and the 155 million it earned more in this country. With $1.405 billion worldwide, Age of Ultron was sitting on the 5th place when it came to biggest worldwide grosses of all time, just behind Furious 7. It was then overtaken by Jurassic World and The Force Awakens and is sitting now on 7th place. So what can we say in conclusion about Age of Ultron? The film's box office performance is being criticized far too much by most people. The opening weekend was insanely big, the final domestic, overseas and worldwide numbers are one of the biggest of all time, and the drop rates after the second and third weekend were also quite nice for the movie. Most people find it disappointing that Age of Ultron did not outgross The Avengers, but you know what? Age of Ultron performed great, and even the about 8% drop of the gross of The Avengers is absolutely alright for this movie. Overall, the Game of Box Office team rates The Avengers Age of Ultron with the grade A-. Our upcoming video will be an analysis about Deadpool, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, or a prediction about Independence Day resurgence. We hope you enjoyed this analysis. Be sure to hit a like and subscribe to our channel. You can also support us on the social networks listed below. See you soon, bye bye.